Okay guys, and we go to learn Balantidium coli. Balantidium coli, it is a phylum Coleophora, and Balantidium coli, it is a class of Lithostomata. And what is disease of Balantidium coli? It is a balantidiasis or balantidial dysentery. Okay, what about geographical distribution? It is a cosmopolite. You can find or you can meet this parasite everywhere where human grows in pigs. Where live pigs, and in these places you can meet Balantidium coli. Okay, and the reservoir hosts are pigs, and human can have this disease, balantidiasis. What about morphology? This parasite has two forms. First form is vegetative form, and second form it is a cyst. Vegetative form, or another name, it is a trophozoite, has a size 40 to 45 nanometers, and somewhere I draw it. Okay, and vegetative form has size from 60 to 45 nanometers. This is a large parasite. Shape oval, anterior and pointed, posterior and rounded. Cytoplasm granular, full of food vacuoles. Cilia covered by the body in the form of longitudinal spinal rows. Cilia around the mouth are long, adapted to draw food particles into the mouth. And this parasite, on this on the top side of parasite, you can find a circular mouth. Depression at the anterior end, peristome, leads to the mouth cytostome, from which the cytopharynx extends to about the third of the body. Okay, nuclei. About Coleophora, these organisms has more than one nucleus, two or more. What about Balantidium coli? Balantidium coli has two nuclei. There are first nucleus. It is large nucleus. It is a vegetative, has vegetative chromatin, and small nucleus. First nucleus, it is what first, or macronucleus, and the second, it is a micronucleus. Macronucleus has another name. It is a vegetative nucleus, and the micronucleus, it is it has a generative nucleus, or it contains a generative chromatin, and the macronucleus has a vegetative chromatin. Vegetative and generative chromatin. This nucleus has a chromatin. It is the head of all cases in the cell. It is drive life of this organism. A generative or micronucleus, a small nucleus, drive fission of this organism. Okay, and this organism reproduced by a transverse binary fission. And this fission transverse binary drive generative micronucleus. And sometimes this organism reproduced by a conjugation on or conjugation. This process when between two organisms where I draw. Okay, conjugation. It's a process between two organisms when these two organisms, when one organism give into two organisms its genetic material, and the second organism give to first organism genetic material too. Okay, and this process increase variants of genetic types inside these cells. And the last life form, it is cyst. It is a cyst. This is a cyst. Cyst around 55 nanometers, surrounded by thick double cyst wall, retains food vacuoles and contains a single parasite. It is Balantidium point rar or zip. Okay, what is the cyst? Okay, life cycle of this parasite is so simple, because trophozoite live chiefly in the lumen of the large intestines, and they may invade the mucosa, and shallowing cyst infect man. So simple, so simple. And why we learn, why you as doctors may know about this parasite? Because it has a pathogenicity, and sometimes it is very dangerous parasite. Invasion of the mucosa and submucosa result in the formation of abscesses and undermines ulcers. The patient may suffer from recurrent diarrhea, alteration which can constipation of from balantidial dysentery. There is colic, tenesmus with fragment motions containing blood, pus and mucus. Trophozoid pus in stools. And what's the next? Infection may be asymptomatic and only cysts appear in stools. And blood vessels are not invaded, and thus no extra intestinal lesions occur. And once more, severe infection may be fatal as a result of fulminant ulceration with intestinal perforation and hemorrhage. And what is the diagnosis of this disease? Stool examination, and in the stool we can find trophozoids, and in stool we can find cyst 2. And in stool we can see or trophozoids or cysts. Okay, how to prevent balantidiasis? First, as amoebic, dysentery, we can wash our hands before eat something, or care in handling pig, or wash our hands after we are walking with pigs. So easy. And that is all.